Have you ever reached a quiet afternoon and wondered, who is really there for me now? For many seniors, that question is heavier than we ever expected. We grew up believing support would come from the people we loved most, our children, our siblings, our closest friends, and for a time it did. But then, slowly, life rearranges itself. Children get busier, siblings face their own health battles, friends move away, or they leave this world entirely. The phone rings less often. Invitations stop arriving. And one day you realize the circle you used to lean on has grown smaller than you imagined. That's a truth we don't talk about much because it feels uncomfortable. It can feel like a kind of loss, and in a way, it is. But here's the part most people miss. Losing some forms of support doesn't mean you are left with nothing. In fact, the strongest supports you will ever have in your 70s, 80s, and beyond are the ones you can build for yourself, steady, quiet, and unshakable. This isn't about giving up on people. It's about becoming so grounded that no matter who stays or goes, you remain steady. Because there are 5 forms of support that don't fade with distance or time. They are not flashy, they don't always come with applause, but they are the real backbone of a peaceful, independent life. Over the next few minutes, we'll walk through each of them. You'll see them not as lofty ideals, but as things you can start building right now, wherever you are, with whatever you have. So stay with me. What you're about to hear may change how you think about aging and how powerful you truly are. 1. Physical mobility. Loss of movement rarely announces itself. It's not a sudden collapse, but a series of small hesitations. One day you park closer to the entrance, thinking it's just for today. Another day you skip the stairs because your knees feel tight. You put off walking to the park because the couch seems more inviting. These choices feel harmless, even reasonable, but over time they weave together into something heavier. A quieter life, a smaller world, and a growing dependence on others. Physical mobility is more than walking from one place to another. It is the key to your independence, your dignity, and your sense of self. When you can rise from your chair without help, carry your own groceries, or step out into the morning air simply because you feel like it, you're not just moving your body, you're protecting your freedom. That freedom becomes its own kind of support, steady and unshakable, no matter who is or isn't around to help. Science quietly confirms what experience already tells us. Even light, consistent movement can change the way you age. 5 minutes of stretching in the morning can ease stiff joints. A daily 10-minute walk can strengthen your heart and improve your balance. Light resistance bands can help you keep muscles that protect you from falls. Your body listens far more to what you do than the number of candles on your birthday cake. And the beautiful part is this: you don't need to push yourself to extremes. You just need to move a little more today than you did yesterday. Marjorie, 76, a retired school bus driver, has her own way of staying in motion. Every morning, before the coffee is ready, she plays music from the 60s and dances in her kitchen. Some mornings she's light on her feet. Other days she leans on the counter when her knees protest. It's not about looking graceful, she tells me with a wink. It's about reminding myself I can still move. That simple ritual keeps her steady enough to shop alone, climb the front steps to her porch, and visit her neighbor without asking for help. If I stop dancing, I'll start depending, and I'm not ready for that yet. Her story is a reminder that mobility isn't just about exercise. It's about holding on to the everyday freedoms that make life feel worth living. When you can walk to your mailbox without fear, bend to pick something you dropped, or stand in your own kitchen and make yourself a warm meal, you carry more than your body. You carry your independence. It's easy to think you've missed your chance if stiffness or weakness has already crept in. But the truth is, movement meets you where you are.
Start with gentle stretches while your coffee brews. Take one extra lap through the hallway. Use the handrail and still take the steps. Every small effort adds up, quietly, until one day you realize you've built something sturdy, your own foundation. And that foundation walks beside you every single day, no matter who else shows up. So if this speaks to you, take a moment to share it in the comments. Write the number 1 to let us know you're ready to protect your movement, and in doing so, protect your freedom.
2. Financial simplicity. Complicated finances can feel like a heavy backpack you didn't notice until it started pulling at your shoulders. At first, you carry a few accounts, a handful of bills, a couple of subscriptions. It doesn't seem like much. But slowly, you find yourself juggling due dates, hunting for passwords, wondering if you've already paid that one bill. It's a quiet drain on your energy, and over time it can erode your sense of stability. For many seniors, financial complexity creeps in without warning. We keep the credit card just in case, sign up for a service because it's only a few dollars, or leave an account open because closing it feels like a hassle. None of it seems urgent until suddenly the paper stack on the kitchen counter feels taller than you. Here's the emotional truth. Peace of mind rarely comes from having more money. It comes from knowing exactly what you have, what you need, and how to live comfortably within your means. When your finances are clear and simple, you no longer feel the quiet pull to ask for help from your children or friends. You can handle your own business on your own time with your own steady hands. That independence is priceless. Practical wisdom agrees. Simplifying your finances doesn't mean giving up control. It means gaining it. One bank account, one credit card, a written list of monthly expenses, and the removal of anything you no longer use. This structure reduces decision fatigue, the mental weariness of having too many choices, and leaves you with the confidence that nothing is slipping through the cracks. Cliff, 80 years old and a retired mechanic, told me about the day he realized his second car hadn't moved from the driveway in months. He sold it, canceled the insurance, and suddenly 2 bills disappeared. He said, "I didn't just free up money, I freed up my mind." He now keeps one account, one card, and a simple folder for all his bills. No more late fees, no more confusion, and perhaps most importantly, no more avoiding the mail. "I open every envelope now," he smiled. "I know exactly what's inside." This kind of clarity isn't about denying yourself joy. It's about freeing up space, both in your budget and in your mind, so you can focus on what matters most. It's the quiet comfort of knowing you can buy what you need without wondering if it will cause trouble later. It's the lightness you feel when you're no longer weighed down by loose ends. If your finances feel tangled right now, you're not alone. And you don't need a big overhaul overnight. Start by writing down your income and your expenses. Cancel one subscription you don't use. Combine accounts where possible. Handle one thing this week and one more next week. In a month, you'll be standing on much firmer ground, and you'll have built that ground yourself. And here's the real gift. When your finances are simple, you need fewer people to help manage them. You don't have to call your son to explain a bill or wait for a family member to help with paperwork. You can do it start to finish with confidence. That's self-reliance in its purest form. So take a deep breath and imagine your money life as a small, tidy room. Everything in its place, nothing hidden, nothing waiting to trip you. That is financial simplicity. That is peace of mind. If this resonates with you, let us know you're ready to take that step toward clarity. Write the number 2 in the comments to share your commitment to making your financial life simpler, lighter, and truly your own.
3. Consistent health routine. Most people think health is decided in a doctor's office. The truth is, for seniors, it's often decided in the small, ordinary moments at home. The glass of water you drink in the morning, the short walk you take before lunch, the few minutes you spend stretching your back before bed. The loss of a health routine doesn't come with sirens or warnings. It slips in quietly. You skip your walk one day because the weather's bad. You forget to refill your water glass. You take your medications later than usual. None of it feels urgent, but over time, these tiny shifts pull you out of rhythm, and once the rhythm is gone, it's harder to start again. A consistent health routine is one of the most powerful supports you can build for yourself. It doesn't depend on anyone else's schedule, and it doesn't require fancy equipment or expensive supplements. It's a promise you make to yourself to move, to nourish, to care for your body a little bit each day. Science has a simple explanation for why routines matter so much. When habits are predictable, your brain rests. You don't have to decide whether to do them, you just do them. This saves mental energy, reduces anxiety, and keeps you steady. It also lowers the risk of falls, missed medications, and preventable health dips. Irene, 79, understands this better than most. She keeps a small notebook on her kitchen table called Morning Care. Each day, she checks off the same 4 things: drink a glass of water, take her medications, do 10 minutes of chair yoga, and walk to the mailbox. Some days she's tired and only does 2 or 3, but she never lets a day pass without at least 1. "It's my proof," she told me, "that I'm still taking care of me." Your routine doesn't need to look like Irene's. Maybe it's making a healthy breakfast, doing gentle stretches while the coffee brews, or taking a few deep breaths before bed. The point is not perfection, but consistency. Even on low-energy days, doing something, anything, signals to your mind and body that you still matter. The beauty of a routine is that it adapts with you. If you wake up with aching joints, you can swap a walk for seated stretches. If it's raining, you can walk indoors. The details can change, but the promise stays the same. I will care for myself today. When you honor that promise day after day, something shifts. You start to feel steadier, more confident, less at the mercy of illness or fatigue. You may still have bad days, we all do, but your baseline is stronger. And strength, especially in later years, is a kind of freedom. If you've let your health habits slip, it's never too late to start again. Pick one thing you can do today and commit to repeating it tomorrow. Over time, those small choices weave together into something unshakable, your own foundation for independence. And when your health routine is strong, you rely less on others to keep you going. You're the one who keeps yourself moving forward. That's not just good for your body, it's good for your spirit. If this speaks to you, share your intention in the comments. Write the number 3 to let us know you're ready to build a routine that cares for you every single day.
4. Emotional resilience. We often imagine that the hardest blows in life come from the big events, the loss of a spouse, a sudden illness, a major change that turns everything upside down. But for many seniors, it's the small, repeated disappointments that quietly wear us down. The phone call that never comes, the invitation that doesn't arrive, the quiet realization that you can no longer do something that once felt effortless. These moments add up like tiny drops of water on stone, slowly shaping the way we see ourselves and the world. Emotional resilience isn't about denying these hurts or pretending they don't matter. It's about feeling them fully, but not letting them take over. It's the ability to sit in a quiet room and know you are still whole. To wake up on a difficult morning and believe that the day still holds something worth seeing. This kind of strength doesn't happen overnight. It's built, piece by piece, through choices we make in the most ordinary moments. A small morning ritual, a kind word we give to ourselves when no one else is listening. The decision to keep moving, even when the weight of the day feels heavy. Psychologists say resilience trains the nervous system to stay calmer under stress, making it easier to think clearly and recover faster. But in plain terms, resilience simply means you've learned how to stand back up no matter how many times life has knocked you down. Walter, 82, found his own path to resilience after losing his wife a decade ago. In the first months, the silence in the house felt unbearable. Then, one spring, he planted a small vegetable garden in her favorite colors: green peas, red tomatoes, yellow squash. "I talk to the plants," he told me with a smile. "They don't answer, but they remind me that life still grows." On hard days, tending those plants is his way of honoring her memory while also caring for himself. Rituals like Walter's give shape to grief. They let sorrow pass through you instead of take root inside you. This doesn't mean you won't feel pain, you will. But resilience changes the way that pain lives in you. It becomes a visitor, not a permanent resident. And Walter isn't alone. Maria, 77, lives alone in a small apartment. After her best friend moved across the country, she felt a hollowness she couldn't shake. Instead of retreating into isolation, she began hosting Tea for One every Sunday afternoon. She sets the table with her best china, makes her favorite tea, and plays the music they used to listen to together. "It's silly," she admits, "but it reminds me that I can still create moments of joy even by myself." What started as a way to fill the silence has become one of her favorite rituals, a gentle reminder that she can be her own companion. You can start building resilience in your own quiet ways. Write down one thing you're grateful for each night. Step outside to watch the sunset, even if you have to wrap yourself in a blanket. Keep a small list of comforting songs and play one when the day feels too heavy. These small acts don't erase hardship, but they give you the strength to carry it more lightly. Here's something powerful. When you know you can carry your own emotions, you stop fearing them. You're no longer at the mercy of someone else's mood or the unpredictable shifts of the world. You stand steadier because you've learned that no matter what comes, you will find your way through. Life has already tested you, and the fact that you're here listening now means you've already built pieces of this strength. The goal now is to keep tending it, the way Walter tends his garden and Maria pours her tea. If this speaks to you, let us know. Write the number 4 in the comments to share your commitment to nurturing your emotional resilience, one quiet choice at a time.
5. Personal code of values. When life changes, it's easy to feel like the ground beneath you has shifted. The roles that once defined you, parent, worker, spouse, may fade or change completely. Without them, many seniors are left wondering, who am I now? That question can feel unsettling, even frightening when the answer isn't clear. A personal code of values is the compass that keeps you steady when the map of your life changes. It's a quiet set of guiding principles that tell you what matters, how you want to live, and who you are, no matter what anyone else does or says. These values don't have to be impressive to anyone else. They're not for display, they're for you. When you live by your own values, you no longer need constant approval from others. You stop chasing validation and worrying about whether everyone agrees with your choices. Your peace no longer depends on someone else's opinion. And that kind of inner steadiness is one of the most powerful supports you can have. Research in elder psychology shows that seniors who live by a clear set of values experience lower anxiety, fewer regrets, and a stronger sense of purpose. Why? Because values simplify decisions.
When life throws something unexpected at you, you don't panic. You ask, "What do my values say about this?" And that answer becomes your guide. Edith, 84, has lived alone for the past 12 years. Her values are simple: be kind, be honest, and never waste a sunrise. Every morning she takes her tea out to the porch, no matter the weather, and greets the day. Some mornings it's warm and bright, others she's bundled in a sweater against the cold. "If I miss this," she says, "I've missed the point of the day." These moments remind her that she's living the life she believes in, no matter what's happening in the world around her. Then there's James, 79, who keeps a small card in his wallet with 5 words: truth, respect, gratitude, patience, and courage. "They're my rules," he told me. "If I follow them, I can sleep with a clear conscience." That card has been in his wallet for over a decade. It's worn and faded, but it's there, a constant reminder of who he chooses to be. Creating your own code doesn't require deep philosophy. Start by thinking about the qualities you admire in others, the choices you've never regretted, and the kind of person you want to be remembered as. Maybe it's honesty, maybe it's generosity, maybe it's a love of learning or a commitment to simplicity. Choose a few that speak to you and write them down, and keep them where you can see them every day. The beauty of a personal code is that it belongs entirely to you. No one else has to agree with it or even understand it. You don't have to explain it or defend it. You simply live it. And the more you do, the more it becomes second nature, your invisible anchor, holding you steady through the seasons of life. When you reach the later years, it's not the approval of the crowd that brings peace. It's the quiet knowledge that you lived in alignment with what you believed, that you stood for something that mattered to you. If this speaks to your heart, take a moment to share it with us. Write the number 5 in the comments to let us know you're ready to live by your own personal code of values, and let it guide you no matter where life takes you.
As we grow older, the people we thought we could always count on may not be as close or as available as they once were. That truth can feel heavy, but it doesn't mean we are left without support. The strongest pillars we have are often the ones we build within ourselves. Physical mobility keeps our bodies capable and our spirits confident. Financial simplicity lightens the load on our minds. A consistent health routine becomes the rhythm that steadies each day. Emotional resilience gives us the courage to face both small and great losses. And a personal code of values becomes the compass that never wavers, no matter what changes. These aren't just ideas, they are lifelines. They are choices we can begin today, no matter our age, no matter our circumstances. You don't need to do them all at once. Start with one. Let it take root, then build from there. One day, you may look back and realize you've become your own foundation, steady, grounded, and unshaken by the winds of life. So I ask you, which of these 5 supports do you already have, and which one will you start building today? Share your answer in the comments, and let's encourage one another. Because when we stand strong within ourselves, we never truly stand alone.